Tinan, Federal Consensus, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank you for the opportunity that you've given to me to make my contribution in this debate. Mr. Speaker, my contribution is to speak to the issue that you have raised on the commencement date of this bill. Mr. Speaker, this is a constitutional amendment that the moment it goes through and the president assents, it starts to operate immediately. If by reason of the procedure and the processes of the House, we are able to complete issues around constitutional amendment, say by December 2020, and Mr. President decides to append his signature. Mr. Speaker, as our Speaker, we elected you for 4 years, in the very first instance in this case, to the glory of God Almighty. That means that you cannot exonerate yourself, Mr. Speaker, from the constitutional amendment that had been appended to by Mr. President. So, no matter how we look at it, there's an issue of conflict of interest, Mr. Speaker. So, to avoid that issue of conflict of interest, Mr. Speaker, we can look at the provision of the Legislative Houses and Privileges Act, which grants members of the legislature privileges and immunity from prosecution because of the work and because of their commitment or because of their comment and then the contribution they make during debate. So I understand the philosophy, I understand the reason behind this bill. Yes, there might be distraction for the principal officers by way of prosecution and trials, which might distract them from performing their legislative function as presiding officers. That is quite understood. But I think that it was because of that reason that the legislature, in its wisdom, decided to legislate the Legislative Houses and Privileges, Powers and Privileges Act. So, Mr. Speaker, I would only say that since we are in the process of constitutional amendment, I would plead that we subject this as part of the constitutional amendment. Let us not look at it as a bill separate on its own. And then just like we have allowed other constitutional amendments to go through, we allow it, and then we go to hear what Nigerians would say as it concerns this. Then we equally go to hear what every other person. But if it talks about the issue of benefits, Mr. Speaker, or the issue of commencement date, it has to be on the very same day that Mr. President gives his assent to the constitutional amendment bill as it concerns Section 308 of the 1999 Constitution as amended. Those are my humble submissions, Mr. Speaker.